Well, let's see. Who possible will lose job very soon if this agentic state will be implemented? For now, it's just a white paper, and that will be a recommendation for policymakers. And then, as we have already experienced for sure, because behind this staying also German and Estonian state, and also WEF is involved. And we know whatever they suggested, usually, especially when is Ursula von der Leyen in charge, coming to the European Commission, and we know that European Commission deciding by themselves. Usually this European Parliament only raising hands. Sometimes even they don't raise hand, they just accepting without any consultation. That means that will be suggested to the political decision makers. How fast you think that will be implemented in, for example, Europe?
In a couple of years. I would say 5 years from now will be very different if they get their way. So now they are investing a lot of these technologies, and the people that we have a lot of bureaucrats that will not be needed, and also the governments are also funding a lot of NGOs to influence human opinion, public opinion. And those might not be needed in the same way in the future. And we can see this with the Doge program in United States, that they we can think, oh, it's good that they get rid of a lot of these stupid things, but it's not that way. It's just we don't need that kind of the old system, and it's inefficient, and it's a lot of money we're running to these programs. But now we have another way. We will use the AI systems to influence opinion instead, so it will be much easier. So it's a lot of people involved in getting money from government, not outside government as well, working with this public perception and things that will not be needed. So, and it's not like I didn't really like that system either. I wrote about it in my PhD thesis about how European Union was involved with a lot of these programs and funding NGOs everywhere to influence people. So I thought it was just a ridiculously crazy system. So it's not like a lot of people did a good job before, but it's now we don't need it anymore, and it's now it becomes impossible to do anything about it, because an AI will decide it's no human there, it's no human that can get in the way, because in an administration with all people involved, there can always be people that think outside the box and so on, and they can be in way try to prevent some things from happening, but with an AI system, it's so a lot of people will have to leave their jobs, and the ones left will be the technicians, the engineers, and programmers in some way. But even that of them can be replaced now with a system that kind of adjusts these things for itself.
Yes, for sure. I think the ones who are making codes will be necessary, but other programmers that don't need, because artificial intelligence can make any program we want. We already see now, I saw that in China, they're already building roads without any man. That means everything is built by machineries and by artificial intelligence. Also, I saw there is a school, university just opened last summer, where artificial intelligence is already replaced all the teachers. That means we are facing it. This is happening. You said that bureaucrats from the state will lose job. Maybe it's a good thing, because we think that expenses of state are too big. It's another thing. But also, for example, I think what will happen with the banks and the people who are working in banks, if they implement central bank digital currency, there will be no need anymore for banks, especially if it happens what some of my guests, I spoke with Professor Richard Werner. He said that in case of this implementation, they will not need any more banks, because there will not be any more intermediary between clients and state exactly in the central bank.
Yes, and we can see it already with banks, what has happened, because the banks has been the first ones that has, just look at the banking sector in the 70s and 80s, how big it was and how many banks we had. And we had offices in every city, everywhere. And now we're closing down. And so they have already started that process. And of course, the rest of it will be we can get rid of it.
Maybe we will get rid of the politicians who are responsible that everything what we are talking about came in this stage right now. But they just my, humble opinion.
Yes, I think some of our politicians will, because they have been useful, very useful, and they have been awarded for it. They have very good salaries and pensions and everything. So they just follow these orders from these masters that want this system in place. But when the system is in place, they're not needed anymore.
But
they will be thrown under the bus.
I think they were useful idiots, mostly of them.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. You know what this means, useful idiot. That means they are doing something in their favor and they are not aware of it.